Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. I hope that you'll stick around and subscribe. Throw this video a like if you enjoy it. Today I'm going to be filming a video that I have wanted to do for a really long time. Today I'm going to be doing a review slash tutorial with Storybook Cosmetics, the Burn Book. Now, this is obviously, based off of the movie Mean Girls. That was like a huge movie whenever I was little. I've watched it with my daughter. I think it's a movie that every little girl should watch. I think it's got a good message in it. But I love this movie. It's iconic. There are so many like one-liners that have stuck with me forever, ever since I watched this. So today is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we wear pink. So I figured what better time. So, I am going to bring you guys in a little bit closer. Obviously, I have no makeup on at all right now. The only thing I have on is moisturizer. I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer so you can get an up-close view of what we're doing here. All right, I am going to clip this hair back just so it's out of our way. And I always put on my primer and just let it sit on there for a few minutes before I put on my foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my primer. I am using the Smashbox. This is the Photo Finish Color Corrector Primer. Really like this primer. I always go back to it. I've used this off and on for like probably 2 years now. And it never does me dirty. It doesn't make me oily. It literally just smooths everything out. Doesn't make my skin break out. I am breaking out, but that is because I've been eating like trash. I need to get back on my diet. But anyway. Okay. So we got our base on, well, our primer on, and now for my eyeshadow primer, I'm just going to use the Anastasia Eyeshadow Primer. It's very white, so it will cancel out anything that you have on your eyelids. So I'm just using like a little pea size amount, probably smaller than a pea, honestly. And sometimes I'll blend this out with a brush. Sometimes I'll blend this out with my finger. It really just depends on, what kind of mood I'm in. So you do want to make sure that you pat these edges out right here, like where it connects right there. I found that product can bunch up right there if you're not careful. But with this being such a white primer, it's really going to make the colors that we put on our lids pop. And I can't wait to show you guys the colors in this palette. Now, I wanted to make sure this was still available because it's not like a newer palette. It's one I've had in my collection for a while. And I really do I love the whole aesthetic of Storybook Cosmetics. They look like little books, right? So when you're storing them and you've got them, lined up one by one, it literally just looks like books on a bookshelf. So cute. I have a few of these. I think I have like 4, I believe. But anyway, I wanted to check the availability online. So I went to storybookscosmetics.com, and I don't know what's going on, but all of their eyeshadow products are on sale. This palette normally retails for $55. It is on sale for $15. Now, they had like Labor Day sale on their website, so I'm hoping that it's that and that they're not like discontinuing this, because this is a great palette. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what the inside looks like. First off, you've got, hello, there's my lamp. You've got a huge mirror. And then these are the colors inside. I have used this green. It is such a cute color, but I just love the names. So we've got Is Butter a Carb, Gruel, Glen Coco, So Fetch, Wednesday. She doesn't even go here. The Plastics. Of course, you gotta have Regina George. Mouse. Duh. You Can't Sit With Us. Cool Mom. And It's October 3rd. So anyway, if you've watched the movie, then these names are going to be very familiar to you. But I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some swatches just so you can get like an overall view of the palette, and then we'll go ahead and start with the eye look. Okay, I am awful at swatching, but this is the swatches here. The ones that like really impressed me were this pink, this green, obviously, this silver. Regina George is really pretty. And then this is a really nice black. Also, if you're into just matte whites, my cat is going crazy. This is a really, really good just matte white. Now, some of these felt a little bit dry. You guys, that is just how these feel. They perform really well on the eyes, in my personal opinion. I've used these a few different times, like a few different palettes, so not even just the same palette. And they have just worked really, really well for me. I'm wiping off all these swatches before I mess up this white shirt. Okay, so I definitely am going to go into the pinks today. That is why we're doing the eyes first. Let's go ahead. Okay, so here's our palette here. I am going to go into this shade right here first. I'm going to use that in the crease. This is You Can't Sit With Us. And there is barely any fallout at all with this palette. I also love that there is like a huge mirror on here, which I actually am going to use. But you can see, like, these are pigmented. And no doubt about it. And they just like blend themselves, honestly. Like you can see, I mean, I'm just using windshield wiper motions, and that really just blended itself. Okay, so I think I might build that up just a smidge more. So I'm gonna dip into that same color and kind of focus it out here on this outer corner. For the most part. I want the most, where you put your brush down first is where you're gonna get like the most pigmentation, because obviously that's where you're starting. Okay, next I'm gonna go into Wednesday, which is this nice like hot pink shade. I'm gonna dip into that with the same brush. Now this one did have a little bit more kick up. That really does not bother me. I am gonna dust it off just because this is a bright freaking color. And I'm gonna put this like over here in this outer corner for one, but then I'm gonna bring it like a little bit lower than where I had that first shade. And I'm gonna kind of bring it all the way in. Now, I'm going out here on this outer corner because I'm going to clean that up and like sharpen it up, but I do want some deep like pigmentation right there. Okay, then when I have like nothing left on the brush, I'm just going to go in and blend this out. Okay. Now, I obviously am going to use Regina George, right? Like, you've got to use Regina George. So I'm going to go into this pink shade and I'm going to put that all over the lid. I'm going to use my finger to apply this. And you can see just how pretty that is. Okay. Now, you see in the crease right here how we got a little bit of pink right there? I'm going to take this brush. I haven't put anything on it. Anything extra, you know? So it's just got, you know, whatever was left on it. And I'm just going to brush that crease. I'm barely applying any pressure at all. And basically what that's gonna do is just take any of that shimmer away, which is exactly what it did. Okay, now I'm gonna take like a 100%, it looks stained, but this is a clean brush. I'm going to take a clean brush and just kind of brush right here. Just brush those edges out. Just a little bit. Okay, now I am going to take like an angled brush like this, and I am going to go into, she doesn't even go here, and I'm going to put that as close as I can to my upper lashes. It's just going to deepen up that lash line and make your lashes look fuller. So it's a great trick. I love doing this technique. Okay, so I'm gonna start out a little bit thicker on the outer edge, and I always start at the outer edge. Okay, so I'm gonna start over here and then just bring that on around. Now once I get to the inside, I'm gonna flip the brush around. So I started with like this, you know, with the longer part out towards the tail of my brow. Now when I get to the inner part, I'm just going to flip that around. And I'm gonna kind of angle it down where it will fade like right into those lashes. And you can tell it just made this look a whole lot thicker, right? All right, I'm gonna go ahead, match up the other eye. I'm gonna do my base makeup, and then we'll be back to finish things off. I do want to show you guys real quick just how I clean this little situation up. So I've got a clean makeup wipe. I'm gonna wipe underneath my eye, and then I'm gonna fold this where it's like a line, right? I'm gonna bring this right to the edge of my eye, and I'm gonna connect it like to the tail of my brow and just move that back and forth, and I'm pressing very, very lightly. And this is everything that I took off. Now we have a nice crisp line. Sometimes I'll kind of just like pat my finger over this because I feel like it kind of just, I don't know if that's a mental thing or what, but I feel like it kind of softens that line just a little bit. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys that real quick. I'm gonna go ahead, do my base, do my other eye, and we'll catch back up. Okay, I'm back. I've got everything done except my lower lash line and my mascara. So let's go ahead and do the lower lashes. I think I'm gonna go into She Doesn't Even Go here. And I'm gonna take a tiny little smudge brush, and I am going to put that as close to the lashes as I can. Okay. Now I'm going to stop that like kind of where my pupil begins. And then I am going to, I'm going to take a little like pencil brush like this, and I'm going to go into that peachy shade that we started with, which is You Can't Sit With Us. I'm going to tap into that, and I am going to put that like at the edge of this to kind of soften it. And then I'm also tapping into it again. I'm also going to bring that right on around. And then I'm just going to kind of flick this up. Just like that. Now I am going to go back into that smudge brush. I'll wipe it off on a clean towel, and I am going to go into the shade The Plastics, which is that white. And I tap that off. Whew, there's a lot of kick up on that one. And I'm going to put that just like right in that inner tear duct. And then just kind of flick it around this way just to connect it to that other color. But you can see how that white just brightened the eyes up, right? So there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and match up the other eye, put on my mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, that will conclude this look. I really like it. It's definitely pink, but to me this is a very, very wearable pink. Actually, I'm about to go to work. So this palette is so fun. Yes, it is bulky. It is definitely a collector's piece, but it is a collector's piece that functions. You saw how easy this look was to get. The colors didn't give me any issues at all. Sometimes, especially with like that matte, like hot pink, those can be hard to formulate. This one went on with like a dream, you know, just blended out, blended itself. This is a very blended look, and you saw how quickly I did that. So I think it's a really cool color story as well. Love the names. If you love this movie, if you have a daughter that loves this movie, they are $15 right now. I would definitely scoop it. If there's any other looks that you guys want me to do with this, then just let me know. And otherwise, I will catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.